10 best things to do in Grand Teton National Park. Renowned for its outstanding mountain vistas and glowing alpine lakes, Grand Teton National Park may be determined in Northwest Wyoming simply out of doors of Jackson, sure to satisfaction each nature fanatics and outside fanatics alike. Its dramatic landscapes and considerable swath of pristine, untouched desolate tract simply beg to be explored with tremendous surroundings and perspectives any place you go. Established in 1929, it is known as after Grand Teton, the very best height within inside the variety, which towers to an incredible 13,775 feet in height. Far below, you could discover verdant forests and twinkling lakes to go to with dashing rivers and pudding rock formations additionally dotted approximately. Due to its numerous array of landscapes, there are masses of factors to do in Grand Teton National Park, from trekking, cycling, and tenting to fishing, swimming, and kayaking, with even mountain climbing and snowboarding being on offer. Here is the top 10 best things to do in Grand Teton National Park. 10. Moose Wilson Road, winding its manner via considerable forests and valleys with strong mountains growing up dramatically with inside the distance. The Moose Wilson Road sincerely is a satisfaction to pressure alongside, connecting the two cities to one any other. It's far one of the maximum famous scenic roads to soak up Teton, and it is straightforward to Pier Y, mostly paved, with a few components being simply gravel and dirt. The street reaches 25 miles in duration and takes you via the humongous Jackson Hole Valley. Along in particular wild stretches, you could from time to time spot moose, beavers, or even black bears with inside the untouched desolate tract to both facet of the path. Along the manor, the slim and winding avenue additionally passes wetlands and waterways, with there being limitless trails, and the Jackson Hole Mountain Resort with a view to forestall off that ought to you need to ski or discover the outstanding outdoors. 9. Taggart Lake. Nestled amidst lush woodlands and hovering mountains, Taggart Lake is one of the maximum famous and picture-best locations to go to with inside the park. Quite clean to hike to, its reflective waters lie on the foot of the huge and majestic Teton Range, now no longer a ways from each Bradley Lake and Avalanche Canyon. In total, the round trip to the lake and lower back stretches 3 miles in duration, with the path taking you via pristine forests and flower-stuffed meadows and along effervescent creeks. Once you arrive, you'll be greeted by a way of means of a number of the maximum breathtaking perspectives possible, because the distinguished peaks upward push up so spectacularly approximately the lake. Besides taking with inside the pudding surroundings and perspectives, traffic can take a seat down and experience a picnic alongside its seashore lines and snap photographs of the lake, which turned into carved out of the rock via way of means of gradual shifting glaciers over the direction of the millennia. 8. Signal Mountain Summit Road. Due to its solitary setting, Signal Mountain boasts a number of the first-rate perspectives with inside the park, with Jackson Hole, Jackson Lake, and the towering Teton Range to be spied off with inside the distance. To attain its lofty summit, traffic can pressure alongside a slim, winding avenue that twists and turns its manner as much as the pinnacle of its sticking out height, stretching for 3 miles in duration. The rambling path is pretty steep in components and passes by acute forests and meadows with spellbinding surroundings and nature to be loved the complete manner, as it profits over 800 feet in elevation. After most effective 15 minutes pressure, you'll discover yourself excessive above the valley below. From its secluded summit, which reaches 2,350 meters in height, you could take pleasure in extraordinary perspectives of the mountains and valleys, forests, and lakes of Grand Teton National Park. 7. Jackson Lake. One of the park's fundamental functions is the giant Jackson Lake, which gives up all types of super outside sports and flora and fauna viewing opportunities. Surrounded by a way of means of huge mountains, it's far a deal with to go to with marinas, inns, and campsites mendacity alongside its scenic seashore lines. Gouged out of the rock via way of means of glaciers, the Big Herbal Lake turned into substantially enlarged by a way of means of the constructing of the Jackson Lake Dam in 1911. Nowadays, its reflective and inviting waters stretch 15 miles in duration, accomplishing 7 miles at their widest point. Besides fishing, swimming, and boating, traffic can take exquisite sightseeing cruises across the lake or be careful for flora and fauna inclusive of elk, bison, and bears alongside its untouched western shore. In addition, masses of excellent trekking, mountain cycling, and tenting may be had with inside the forests and mountains that surround Jackson Lake. 6. Mormon Row Historic District. Despite all its lovely landscapes, surroundings, and nature, one of the maximum photograph spots with inside the park is the Mormon Row Historic District, with dramatic mountains growing up with inside the background. The atmospheric antique homesteads honestly make for a few appropriate photographs and as such appeal to traffic from everywhere in the globe. In the 1890s, Mormon settlers moved to the location and erected the rickety, rustic searching farms, barns, and homes we are able to see today. Now performing weathered and aged, the 27 incidental wood homes shape an ideal pastoral scene and are one of the maximum iconic pictures of the park. Aside from snapping photographs of each molten barn and the Chambers homestead, of the maximum famous systems to image, traffic, and from time to time secret agent antelope and different animals roaming approximately the encircling fields, farms, and fertile plains. 5. Cascade Canyon Trail. If in preference to scenic drives and incidental websites it's for a hard outside journey you're after, then you'll honestly need to test out the Cascade Canyon Trail, one of the park's maximum famous and picturesque hikes. The attractive out and lower back path may be determined now no longer a ways from Moose. In total, the round journey stretches nearly 14 miles in duration, with the path beginning at Jenny Lake earlier than taking you up into the craggy Cascade Canyon. On the manor, you'll bypass by a stunning meadows and plush forest with dashing streams, rock formations, and twinkling waterfalls all additionally on show. Although it is able to get crowded, the fairly steep and strenuous path is simply nicely really well worth trekking alongside Hidden Falls' cacophonous cascade and the perspectives from Inspiration Peak, counting amongst its maximum outstanding points of interest. To reduce multiple miles off the full distance, traffic can usually hop on a ship from the south shore of Jenny Lake and bypass the primary part of the path. 4. Teton Park Road, winding its manner alongside the bottom of the majestic mountain variety of the identical name. Teton Park Road is genuinely cute to pressure alongside amazing perspectives and surroundings, anyplace you appearance, as nicely as connecting Moose to Jackson Lake Junction. It passes among the park's standout visitor points of interest like Jenny Lake and the Snake River Overlook. Over the direction of its 20 miles, the pleasant path takes you via considerable valleys and forests with limitless hovering mountains and glittering lakes mendacity along it, while awe-inspiring perspectives of the Teton Range are assured the complete manner alongside. You could additionally from time to time secret agent moose, bison, and bears with inside the pristine desolate tract to both facet. 3. Chapel of the Transfiguration, located at the outskirts of Moose, now no longer too a ways from Mormon Row, is but any other of the park's many thrilling incidental points of interest. The Chapel of the Transfiguration. What makes the small log chapel so tremendous and so really well worth touring is that it turned into design so worshippers can experience epic perspectives of the Teton Range from their pews, made nearly absolutely out of wood. The captivating chapel turned into constructed in 1925 and has a tremendous rustic appearance and feel as nicely as an appealing little front canopy. The complicated has a small bell tower and vestry with aspen pews, a hand-hewn altar, and stained glass home windows reasoning its interior. 2. Grand Teton, the mightiest of the park's many peaks. The hulking outstanding Grand Teton rises up impressively above the relaxation of the rugged variety. Due to its sheer size, scale, and splendor, it has lately been a famous mountain climbing vacation spot with limitless skilled climbers trying the hard ascent to its snow-covered summit every year. Towering to a tremendous 775 feet in total, it's far the second maximum mountain inside the nation, with its jagged and sticking out height being seen for miles all around. To attain its lofty summit, hardy adventurers need to hike, climb, and scrabble up the craggy mountainside with a few rappelling additionally thrown in for suitable measure. 1. Jenny Lake. Nestled on the foot of the tremendous mountain variety, you could discover one of the park's standout points of interest and primary functions. The fantastic Jenny Lake, besides providing up all types of wonderful outside sports, the cute lake sincerely is a must-go-to for its putting surroundings and appropriate perspectives, formed millennia in the past via way of means of gradual shifting glaciers. Its deep, and reflective waters are hemmed in by a way of means of majestic mountains and plush forests with canyons and waterfalls additionally mendacity nearby. Due to all the great surroundings on show, masses of human beings come right here to color or image the arresting landscapes or strive a number of its super outside sports, while fishing, swimming, and kayaking out at the lake are all outstanding fun. A few great trekking and cycling may be had alongside the several trails that weave their manner alongside its shoreline.